Welcome to ATB TV. I'm Darren Dance here with Peter Morganti and the Ballarat office with the wind blowing in the trees behind, you can see. Pete, not a bad week.
Good week, good week. The old boy done it again.
Let's get into it. Where do we go?
Well, we're out at Ballarat doing this last week and we were a little bit sort of wondering how Sea Princess would go, and all things equal, she ran well. She ran second. I think we said she was a legitimate top 3 or 4 chance. Looked like running down the winner of it, just couldn't quite get there. Probably been the story of her life at the Ballarat Syndications. I think there's 3 seconds in a row there now. Since then she's been put online, or she was online and been sold for 20,000. Probably a good result.
It was a good result. So look, on the corner at Ballarat, yeah, I think we all thought she was going to win, and I think even the rider thought she was going to win. He said he made the fatal mistake of being too confident and waited that extra half a dozen strides, and then when he went for her, she didn't really let down the way he thought, so she finished second. But the leader, I mean, it led and had the easy run, and it's always very hard to pick them up. But look, I picked her up straight into the truck. She was already online, and that sale concluded yesterday, and as you say, a stud bought it for $20,000. So I'm not sure who they're going to send it to, but yeah, we had a few people come out the farm and have a look at her, so there was obviously a little bit of interest in her, and I think, I don't know what you get for running second on a Friday at Ballarat.
3.5,
3 or 4 grand, and then 20 grand, so
good result.
It's pretty much 2 wins, and she's off to start. And at this time of year, these mares are never, you know, this is what their highest value is, because we're right on the edge of the breeding season. So yeah, so she'll be no doubt picked up on Monday or Tuesday and head off to her new home up in New South Wales.
Interesting, obviously, with a stud behind her, they're probably looking to breed down the line.
Yeah. She'll go straight to start.
We had a conversation. She wins that race. You wonder if it was going to people that just wanted to race. She may have only made 10 or 12, but
yeah, there might have only been one bidder.
Yeah. But anyway, good result. Obviously, we want them there to be winning, but when you get to picking up 25, you're cashing in a few chips, and you can. Some of those owners can go again. Saturday, the old Warrior, another group win. Serious suspect. It's funny. I was thinking driving here, sometimes you can be too close to your horses, and instead of ticking all the boxes, the positives why you can win, sometimes you look at the negatives a bit harsh. And tell you what, the smart people, the form experts, and the ones that punt, he was the only horse in that last half an hour that was backed. Yeah. And backed heavily.
I think we said last week that we thought he would run to his best.
Yep.
And he had everything in his favour, and he would run to his best. It's just a question whether his best was good enough.
Yep.
As it turns out, his straight experience was the reason he won it. I think nearly all the other runners except for one hadn't been down the straight.
Yep.
And listening to the Snowdens, they just said the straight bought King of Sparta undone because he was over racing early and he was all over the place. Mind you, he did loom at the 200, and I was a bit worried when Ethan went for the whip. But
him and Jamie Carr's horse.
Yeah. So look, I think the straight was our big win there. I thought Ethan rode him super, and his strategy of saying that a lot of them hadn't been down the straight, and he was going to stack and rack to get him over racing, and then he was going to use his fitness to run away from them.
And they'll first up a few of the main ones.
So he made them work, and he ran away. And I thought his post-race interview was very, very good. I'm not sure if we can attach that to this, but
yeah, I'll grab it for us.
He gave me a better field today than he did the other day. Saying that, I think he's really well placed. He got him well at the weights. He had fitness on his side, but sort of rode him. I knew the other horses were, some of them were first up. Used his fitness to his advantage, which paid off. I think he can go on with it. He seems to be thriving with age and racing. Keep his run space. I think that's the best way to get the best out of him. But as I said, he gave me a better field today than he did the other day. I don't think 14 will be a problem if you decide to go that way. But I mean,
do you want to buy my share?
I'm not saying go there, but
good. I'm glad you're saying that.
You know, if that became an option, it wouldn't stress too much.
Strong in the last furlong,
He was. He won the race from the 6 to the 4, I felt, and he just held his gallop.
How close do they get you with the 200? Would have been a length?
Yeah, about
They sort
that,
of come at you, didn't they?
He hadn't got rear view mirrors, how would he know?
Well, you can feel it, you know.
I heard Ollie coming, but that's what I was saying. He's just lucky he had that race fitness and weight advantage. But it's a remarkable field he gave me again. You know, Saab had him in great
It was a
order.
super.
Good on you, mate.
Really appreciate it.
Quite interesting the way he summed it up,
Yeah.
and it was great for Saab and the whole team. Takes the horse up to about, I don't know,
101.
800,
170 or 60, something like that. Yeah.
800 and something, 50. Now, you know, the $1 million is in everyone's sights. Can he get to the million? He's just got to win one more in the spring. He'll get his chance. He'll get 3 chances to win one. So, you know, he'll get a chance in the Bobby Lewis, he'll get a chance in the Gilguy, and he'll get a chance over the Carnival.
Yeah.
The races are going to get stronger. He's going to get more weight. But at the end of the day, he's running time. And he's running well, and if he continues to do that, he's just going to be competitive.
Yeah. I think the other thing that was key, and touching on Ethan, he spoke like a kid that's got a clear mind.
Yeah.
Doing his form, riding very well, and it's all clicking. But
And he listens.
He actually went 3 200s in just under 11 seconds.
Yeah.
So it gives you that chance to build the horse and sprint, and nothing's going to get past him at that level with 54 kilos, you know.
No, I'd be watching that second horse that
Yeah.
Oliver was on. It was a massive run. It was held up, couldn't get out until it was all over, and it ran second. And I think wherever it goes next time, it'll be winning.
Because I think it carried,
Hopefully it goes to 1400.
get away from the 12s down the straight. I think it carried 58 as well.
Yeah,
so.
no, it was a very, very good run, and we were probably a little fortunate it got held up.
I had a look. We followed a similar path last year, but it's easy now in hindsight. He just wasn't going as well this time last year. And we're already up at the 98 rating points, and I think we went into the Bobby Lewis, which is I think his next target, as a 96 rated, carried 53. We're 101 rated now, so yeah, he's probably similar nomination.
Who won the Bobby Lewis last year?
Geez, I can't. The astrologist, wasn't it? No, he won the race we won last week.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I'm not sure who's going to be around.
If it's a similar nominated type race, we'd probably be carrying 55, which, you know, that still keeps him in the wheelhouse of where he wins. But he's going a hell of a lot better now than this time last year.
He seems to be thriving on the farm.
I'm going to say,
the week in the paddock.
Yeah.
You know, a week off and then back into work and just peaking for that run. Not trialling him, see?
Yeah.
Last prep we were trialling him and he was burning his trials. And we
leaving a bit on the track.
Off the track. Well, it appears that way. Yeah. So anyway,
and that race that we did run second in, deeper into the spring, the listed security race at that Girl Road. You know, they're all races. The nice targets about a month apart, and that's another thing he seems to be thriving off. Is just a little bit of a gap between the runs. So.
Yep, really.
Sam was worried 5 weeks between runs, but I think as it turned out, he just likes racing that way.
It's working, and I think all the owners are really enjoying the ride.
Absolutely.
There's a few there that are really enjoying the hospitality of the Flemington Winners' Room. A few sausage rolls and pies getting devoured fairly quickly down there.
The old pubs out in the bush where you got your name on the seat. They might start having their name on the winners'
Well,
seats.
I'll tell you one thing. I don't know who all those people were in the Winners' Room.
There's a lot.
There was a lot, and some of them, I think that might have been the first time they'd seen that horse run. A lot of them in your syndicate, in the Unwanteds.
Well, some haven't been.
Coming out of the woodwork now.
Well, they haven't been able to go for 3 years.
They've been coming out of the woodwork, Pete. I think we need a bigger room. I don't know if there's anyone that wasn't there. Maybe Shona McDowell. That was the only one I could pick. But there's a few more starting to get on the bus. We might need a bigger bus.
Bandwagon, the new trailer. Anyway, like you said, 860,000. His 10th win. Not many horses win 10 races. I reckon
in my life I've had a handful.
Yeah, well, I could name a couple.
I know Skew Whiff and Platelet were 2 of them. Tayu won about
Tayu.
9 in a row.
I can't remember how you say it now. Tayu.
Yeah, I reckon a handful.
Yeah.
Very hard to do.
Platelet, Skew Whiff, like you said.
Yeah, very hard to do.
Anyway, let's hope there's an 11 and a 12, because if he gets to 11, he's going to be tantalisingly close to the $1 million mark.
Saab's already worked it out. The Bobby Lewis 200 the winner.
Oh, he's got it. It's all done.
Probably on 8th.
Don't say that. Anyway,
great day.
Job well done again.
Yeah, really wrapped for those people, and just
trophy.
A special cheerio that I did make a promise that if he won the $1 million, I was going to buy Graham Ward a new hat.
He's had that hat for a while.
Peter Casserole said he had that hat he bought in '78. 1978.
44 years. Yeah, needs an upgrade.
Needs an upgrade.
Needs an upgrade. Put a little SS on the side.
Yeah,
upgrade.
sponsored by Sirius
Sponsored by-
Subsidy.
Yeah. I forgot what I was going to say here.
The trophies at
Oh
auction
yes, it's on auction.
just hit 800.
Righto. So we've got till tomorrow 5
Tomorrow
o'clock.
5 o'clock. Yep.
Righto, get bidding. Need,
No, there'll be no more bids, I don't reckon.
I reckon?
I reckon that bloke's blown them out of the water.
you just bump him up a
I
bit.
think he's just blown them out of the water.
All right. So we had a bit of a lull then. Had Anna Sala will have her
They gave us 3 days to celebrate
celebrate.
and live on our last start winner, Pete.
Yeah, well, why not? Hey, yeah, we're smashing the old percentages at the moment, Darren. 6 runners, running at 30%.
Oh, yeah, well, that
50% place getters.
We'll come back to it tomorrow.
Anyway, unassailable, as you mentioned last week, Phil Stokes was looking to find a winnable race. He wasn't far away. I think the barrier might have been undone us in the end. Whether she runs a true 14, but I think the barrier more so. Ran 4th, was only caught in the last 100.
She looked at winner till the last
Well,
100.
at the
She kept
250,
kicking,
she
didn't
kept
she?
kicking. I thought,
Yeah.
hold on. And there's a couple they were looking at down the outside, but they never got near
No.
her. It was the horses around her, in behind her, that got away.
Had the sit, but
Yeah.
yeah, did all the work from where'd she come out? It's 15 or 16 or
Yeah,
something.
ridiculous. And look, got across
Easy enough.
outside, but it was the one insider that just wouldn't let her
Kicking her
go.
up, kicking her
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Anyway, ran well, ran in 4th. She'll be on the truck Saturday back to the farm and online ASAP and sold to stud somewhere.
Well, does she make 20 grand?
Oh, she
On her breeding?
she would make
More.
maybe a bit more
More.
being by I'm Invincible.
Yeah.
Yeah, she would make a bit more, I would think.
Yep. Anyway, that'll happen in a fortnight.
Who would know though?
Yeah, exactly. So that's our runners. So, I mean, 1st, 2nd and a 4th. We can't complain, although
And 2 of those are going to be gone.
2 are gone, and the old bloke just keeps wheeling out races.
So
He actually
I said to Saab, have you had any phone calls to get extra horses after winning? Like you're the leading group winner in Victoria at the minute. There's only been one.
it's the first Group 1 of the year too, yeah.
Yeah, so he's the leading group.
First Group
trainer.
3, I mean,
And
group
I said,
race.
I'm sure you'll probably get every 7 and 8 year old to train now because you know how to train old horses.
Oh dear. Look,
That didn't thrill him too
didn't thrill
well.
him. No.
You know how some trainers get now renowned for training barrier
runners,
rogues or
righto,
two-year-olds,
yeah. He doesn't want to be in that category.
he'll be getting all the old boys, the pensioners.
Righto.
Right,
Upcoming runners.
tomorrow, Geelong.
Saab features with one, maybe. But we'll go to Geelong, where I presume you'll be heading down the road. for a
Yeah, I'm
look.
going to try and get there as long as everything goes good over the next 24 hours with the foaling. I'll try and get down there.
Talking about not so much old, but horses that have come through injury. Choco Rock with McArdle, Johnny McArdle, and also Supreme Thunder. We'll go to Choco Rock, who has shown us a lot in between being gelded. Do you have a knee chip or something like that?
Yeah, he's not sound, this horse.
Yeah, but
unfortunately, he's got a lot of ability.
Beautifully
but-
bred
Yeah, he's
gelding
just not
now. I think he's been a little kinder on him getting into the races this prep because of the issues. He's probably a little bit underdone going into tomorrow.
We had him ready to go a month ago, but
Yeah.
he doesn't go in the wet, so we just send him back to the water walker for 3 weeks, and we'll get our chance tomorrow and probably a drawing soft
Yeah.
6. But yeah, he goes in there underdone. He said
Yep.
he'll need the run, which is not ideal when you're not 100% sound all the time. But look, the horse is in good order. He's working well. He said he can really gallop. And
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll run well tomorrow. He might just get found out in the last 50. He's $10. Jamie Mott on.
Drawn 13, which probably may get in the running line as long as
He
you've
just
got
doesn't
cover.
need 3 wide with no cover.
No,
He needs an easy run.
with
A cushy ride.
cushy ride, cushy run.
J Mott special.
I'll tell you, with our 2 runners on a Friday at Geelong, we got some nice riders. Jay Mott, obviously, on him, and the next bloke who has shown huge potential, well, 12 months ago now since he's run, is Supreme Thunder. Very short in the market, but we've got B. Malum. So I know it's a combination of what he has shown us in the past, plus Malum has probably knocked 1.5 points off the price.
Well, I couldn't believe it was $2.50.
Same.
Jeez,
So,
he hasn't trolled that well.
no, and you're coming off an extended break. It's,
Yeah, well, we had him ready to go. I think we had him ready to go January,
yeah.
but we
again.
pulled the plug
Yeah.
because he was
tracks.
jarring up on the hard track. So we pulled the plug and said, let's not wreck him, put him out.
Yeah.
And we did that and get him back sort of right now. Yeah, look, I know he's trialled up good. We transferred him from Archie down to Matthew Williams just so he could use the beach. Nothing against Archie at all, but just to get him on the beach and hopefully prolong his career. So anyway, we'll find out. But 250 is the joke. Surely he drifts to $4, doesn't he?
First up 14.30, you know, you'd want to have a fair bit of work in you.
Yeah, well, I spoke to Matthew when I was down there the other day, and
I know he likes the horse.
He was saying he'll run well, so he must have shown him a bit.
Yep. No, he bet 6 weeks ago. He said, "Oh, this thing, like, you know, it was not just the commentary. I've got a second-hand horse here. It goes really good." So
anyway, we'll see
more tomorrow. Yeah.
The cut in the ground will help first up, but I think once again the last 50 will be vulnerable.
Yeah, we'll beat Mellons.
Both horses could run well without winning.
Ben Mellons come back flying. He's out to just as much time out as the horse. So hopefully they are a good match. Say no more.
Pair of crocs.
Yeah. Saturday maybe. Speaking of Saab, is painful. Narandera. I was about to say if we ever had a runner there, and I reckon this Luke Pepper, did he go there maybe once?
Maybe once, you might be right.
Narandera.
Well, just saying that today, I was just saying to Liz, we would have went if we weren't in foaling season. We might have went up and stayed the night just to have a look.
How far?
6 hours.
Flyer.
It's 3 for Saab.
I was going to say.
Why Narandera, you might ask? Well, the horse has had 2 runs. He's a stayer and he hasn't figured.
Yeah.
If we don't run top 3 at this start, we're not going to get a run anywhere. So
there's a little bit of method with the.
That was the whole idea, was to get up into this middle of nowhere.
And we've got
try and run top 3.
And they've given us the white shorts for the away players. Barrier 17.
Was it? I thought he was coming out of 38.
May as well, mate.
I thought he was coming from behind the grandstand.
And knowing those tracks up there, I wouldn't have thought they'd be spacious.
There's one jockey that's riding 9 horses in that race.
Who's that?
TBA.
Oh, so they're
I
not
don't know where they're
ride.
getting riders from, but nearly every second horse in that race had TBA.
With a barrier 17, they're going to have to find at least. Oh well, there might be 4 emergencies amongst that, but they're going to have to find it. 15 odd jockeys.
I reckon if the radio's in town, they'll just get some bronc riders. But anyway, look, I was trying to ring Saab on the way up, but of course, being a group trainer now, it's hard to get him on the phone.
Still doing interviews.
I still don't know whether we're going there or we're going somewhere else. But anyway,
he was nom for somewhere down here, but like you said,
he's a stayer.
Got to be clear on where you go.
He's a stayer that needs 2,000, so just the system makes it hard.
Yeah. And you know. Bloody lot of horses around. You see the noms for these maidens, and there's not 40s and 50s, there's 70s and 80s. So there's a lot of people out there trying to win a race.
I know.
Going forward a little bit further to Tuesday is an Irishman now. I think we made at Donald. Mm-hmm. We made the comment after Coleraine that place it right, his hoof's on the till.
Yeah, he just knocked up the other day, didn't he?
Just a little bit of fitness, maybe.
So if he's worked him up and got him ready,
yep.
Donald would be a good assignment.
I think it'll suit him perfectly. He bold front runner. That's the best way to ride him. Yep. I think we've tried to change that Mar days and all that, but that's the way he goes best. You can't hold him up. He needs to get into a nice, fluent rhythm within himself, and he gives a little kick in that grade. 58, 64, it's his wheelhouse. Yep.
Anyway, so we'll see what Pat Ryan...
Those fields will be out tomorrow, so I'll pop them up.
See what Pat Ryan does, and after that, well, we had a few trials, haven't we? We've had Steinem trial well, Two Bay Shores trialled up well.
Geez, I like Steinem's trial after the trial, if that makes sense.
Hey? Past the line.
Jeez, that Jai made comment, and then you watched it and thought, she just... he was probably trying to pull her up. She just hammered through the line. So she looks like she's in good nick. Who was the other one you said?
Two Bay Shore.
Yeah, he's a nice horse. We know that. Seems to have come back well. Pale Lager did enough at Casterton yesterday to potentially go to the races.
Were you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wondered what he was looking at in the crowd.
Yeah, hanging.
He came down the straight with his head looking at you.
He was. He had to look up high. He's got blinkers on. He's obviously a horse that needs to be, I don't know if he focuses, but he wanted to hang in. Now, admittedly, they had the cones out in the middle of the track. Now, he would have ran around on rails.
Yeah.
And at Warrnambool,
no idea,
when he led, he was on the rail. He was like, once they got into the home straight and a bit of pressure went on, he was wanting to go left. So, and it was a young girl on who's not no knock on her, she's just a track rider, so, you know, he's probably a fairly hard-going horse.
I reckon he needs to draw well wherever he goes.
Yeah, well,
he looks like he's going to Ballarat, I think.
Talking
So
synthetic, so you
if he draws good and gets on the rail.
Yeah. I don't, you know, it's probably hard to fathom what type of horse he is now. Is he just a sprinter miler, or is he, you know, I don't know. You wouldn't think he'd get a mile now at the moment, but
Palantino out of Fox Largo, I think he'd be.
Well, she won over 1400 first up.
He'd be short course.
So I think you go with what you're saying, and you know you're right. Draw one or two, go the lead, and if you want to go to Ballarat, you'd probably want to lead.
Perfect.
Hey?
Hard to make ground.
Yeah. What else was it? Quick and Dandy. They've got her just about ready to go in about 10 days.
Yep.
Obviously, she had the hiccup at Geelong.
And Crackerjack Prince will be next Sunday at sale.
Yeah, and that's something to look forward to.
I won't be going.
Sale race is
4
today.
hours it is.
We goes to a nice money race too. Not that we talk money, we talk about winning.
That's it.
Famous race.
That's it.
And
that's it. That's all I can think of.
You've moved a few around, a few to pre-trainers.
Yeah, we filled the pre-training stables
all
up.
All those little babies. All the little Dandino babies.
Well, they were broken in
longer.
About 6 months ago, and they've been the paddock since.
They're grown.
Haven't they? That's what Tyler said.
Which, I'll tell you,
he goes, have these been ridden since I rode them? I said, no. And he goes,
One you brought out, I thought it was Dandino. Even his coat was shot.
The black horse.
That Casadino, it was, yeah. Thought, geez, it just looked like him. And like, this time of year for his coat to be glowing, I thought...
All Tyler said to me, well, we've had a bit of rain, the ground will be soft. So when he gets bucked off.
Yeah, he'd land. Well, he should be still a bit ringside, Tyler, after 10 days of running across Mongolia.
Well, that's a good lead into that. I did take the opportunity to have a little chat to Tyler when I dropped those young boys and girls off there the other day, and asked him all about the Mongolian Derby, and we'll tune into that now. It runs for about 7 or 8 minutes, but it's quite an interesting insight into what sort of guy Tyler is and what sort of horse skills he had and what he had to put up with. I had a little bit of a laugh about when I asked him about the food he had to eat.
Oh, right.
So I had a bit of a laugh, and where they slept. I think you'll find it quite fascinating. I don't think it's something, Pete, you and I would be ever doing, but it's quite interesting. So look, sit back and enjoy the little interview, and it's just something different that we thought we'd add on to the end of ATB this week.
I did cross paths with him just driving in and out of the track up there, and I don't think it was long home. It was earlier this week or later last week, and he said it was an experience. It's an experience.
Well,
it's a bloody good job. He finished 6th. Like it's just like it's a big effort. It's not just like jumping on a horse one day and going for a ride. It's 10 days in a row, and it's not just a ride. It's a race ride, you know. And you're on 10 different horses or more.
3 a day.
30 different horses.
Anyway, as I said, sit back and have a look, and we'll leave you in peace and have a great weekend. And until next week, I'm Darren Dance here with Peter Morganti. Here's Tyler Aitken. This morning I'm here with Tyler Aitken out at Cogghills Creek. Some of you may have seen the work we did over the last couple of weeks when he had a little adventure overseas in a place called Mongolia, which I doubt there's many people watching this would have been to, Tyler.
No.
But we saw you charging through the mountain range. I think I sent you a text and said you look like Thor with the big hat on and all the gear. But mate, tell us a little bit about this race that you competed in and how did it come about?
I had a friend from England text me out of the blue and said he's doing the Mongol Derby, and I should join. So it was as a result of sort of peer pressure from a friend of mine. He suggested I do it, which it turned out awesome in the end. And so what it is, it's a race that is a reincarnation of the sort of mail service and message service that Genghis Khan set up during his reign. I think it was during the 12th century. So there was a series of different checkpoints that riders would ride along, swing off one horse, get on another, and just pass messages quite quickly across Mongolia. So it's a re sort of development of that in a race form, and it's over 1,000 kilometres, and I think it's about 29 stages in all, 30 odd kilometres between each stage, and you change your horse at each stage as you go along.
And how long was the race in terms of days?
For me, I finished midway or morning of the 9th day, and it was 10 days in total.
10 days in total. And you're on these little ponies that, when I was watching them, some look like they were better behaved than others.
Yeah, so they're little native pony, and it gets down to like minus 15 degrees Celsius over there during winter, so they're tough. And they're the same descendants of the horses that Genghis Khan was using to cross the European pretty much continent and take over half the world when he was doing it. So some of these horses hadn't been handled in a great amount of time, but generally you sort of got on them and they'd be a bit touchy at the start and they want to plunge and sort of throw themselves around, but once you got on them and sort of rode them a bit, they rode pretty true.
Now there was, I think, 46 people competed, and I think from memory you finished 5th?
Finished fourth, equal 4th person across the finish line, but when counting back the amount of people, I was 6th out of the race, which was good. Always think I could have gone better, but everyone does. And I think in the end, I sort of crossed the line with a good mate of mine who I met over there, and yeah, I think I got out of the experience that I wanted to.
Did you fall off?
No, I was lucky. I had a horse fall with me on the first day at a trot. On the first stage, it was just clumsy, and I had another horse fall with me at a trot as well, and that's all. I had a few people hit holes in somersault, but I was lucky enough not to hit a hole.
Now, I think you started early in the morning and finished.
Started at 7. They originally had 7 till 7 was the riding time, but they changed it till 7 till 6, and they advanced it till 7 because people just weren't getting done. So you ride from 7 in the morning, 7 at night, and then you have to park up. Either you camp out or you end up hitting a horse station and you stay there. So it just sort of depends on how your race sort of unfolds and the flow of where you end up.
So you ended up camping out a few nights?
Camped out a few nights. The first night we camped out, we slept under some random person's truck near their place. Well, their place being a gur, which is those white tent-like sort of things you can see. They were really friendly. Then next few nights were in horse stations, just where I happened to land, and then a couple of other nights I was very similar, staying out random person's house.
Food-wise?
Food was bland.
Bland?
Yeah. I mean, what it was, they don't have a huge amount of vegetables, so it's a lot of mutton, goat, sort of dried out meat, then put in a soup, like a noodle sort of soup and that sort of stuff. Desperate in need of salt and pepper, and some spices, but it was good enough to get you by anyway.
Got you by, got you fit. So how many days in the saddle? How many hours in the saddle per day?
So all up 12, but you're swapping horses as you go. So you might do 3.5 stages a day.
Yep.
So 30 odd kilometres each stage. We did a couple of days where we did 4. So 4 stages of that distance if you happen to land some good horses, which worked out really well. But generally you're sort of 7 till 7, on and off, 4 times a day, 3 times a day.
And soreness wise, fitness wise?
Felt good. Knees were sore. Yep. Knees ached from day one. And then you sort of little sores and aches here and there, and you're definitely sick of it at the end. But it wasn't as bad as what I thought it was going to be, and it could have been a lot worse.
And at the end of the last stage, when you got off, there was a bit of a party?
Bit of a party, yeah. It was funny.
In the middle of nowhere?
Yeah. Well, Mongolia is a country of the middle of nowhere. It's pretty much no matter where you are, it seems to be the middle of freaking nowhere. But so they set up really nice. It was like a big marquee, and you sort of got off your horse, vetted your horse through the final stage, and then you had a beer, had a shower, and then you sort of sat around. You didn't know what to do with yourself then. The 2 things you wanted in the world were a beer and a shower, and you got them, and then you were lost.
And so you're telling me you flew into Seoul, and then you flew a 3-hour flight into Mongolia?
So I went Melbourne to Sydney, Sydney to Seoul, got to Seoul for a 19-hour stopover. My bag didn't turn up, my main check bag with all my stuff.
Yeah, we did realise that.
And then I didn't get that back until the night before the race. So I had borrowed a hell heap of stuff off a whole heap of riders, which were really nice. So I was ready to go, and then my bag turned up. So then I had to sort of wade my way through that and see what I could use and what I couldn't.
Now, a lot of our clients, we posted out that you were doing this for charity as much as anything else,
yep,
for your own personal endurance test. But your charities, tell us about them.
So Beanies for Brain Cancer is one of them, and the other one is cureforbraincancer.org. Both of these charities helped my family out when my sister was suffering from a brain tumour, and the roller coaster ride of dealing with someone with cancer is something very, very difficult. And these charities help the families get through those ups and downs and deal with the prospect of the loved one not coming through this and that post-life sort of planning as well. So I think it's these charities for my family were integral in helping them get through it.
And you raised
$15,000?
$15,000 all up, which was beyond the expectations I thought. So I'm thinking now that if I do something similar, I've learned how I can promote these charities better by doing this race, and I'll look to do it again. And I'll do it better and sort of raise awareness and work with the charity more closely than what I had been. They sent me an email and said they were quite happy with the work, so we'll try and work closely with them and see if if I do it again, which I think I've got the itch to do it, we'll raise money in a better way and be more efficient, I think.
And to the ATB owners that donated?
Thank you so much. Every time someone donates, it pops up as an email through my email service, so I see exactly who's been kind enough to donate, and I really appreciate it. There's been a lot of people, so like I said, those names come through daily, no matter what you donate. So every single time I get an email, it feels really good to see that someone's dipped into their pocket and donated it. It makes a difference.
Yeah, and I think during the race, I followed it on Twitter and Facebook, and we could actually see where you are. It was a little bit hard to work out that you were TDO.
Yeah, I don't know why they put the O on the end of that.
We worked it out, and then I think they sent us a shot of you riding across on this pony where your legs were nearly dragging on the dragging on the ground.
You could have ridden me, yeah.
And you had this big, you look like Thor, the big hat on, the big shoulders pumped out, and you look like the king of the rolling hills.
How I looked was an accident. The brim I got was donated by Helmet Brims, and that was probably the #1 thing that saved me the most from the sun over there, obviously, and also just making the riding more comfortable. That was a godsend, to be fair. So Helmet Brims was a massive thank you to them, and yeah, how I looked was just accident. And I looked like a bit of I looked like a dickhead, yeah.
You looked the part. You looked like you could have been in the 12th century.
Oh yeah, I definitely felt like I was. I smelt like I was.
And you just thoroughly enjoyed it. I can tell by the look on your face. You had a ball.
Yeah, someone explained it as like secondary fun. So at the time it hurts and you think it sucks, but afterwards when you look back at it, yeah, you think, wow, that was really good.
Sounds like every day I deal with. Sounds tough at the time, and you walk inside at night and you think, well, that was all right.
Yeah, it works out in the end, doesn't it? It all works out.
So we're back in Ballarat. We're back at Coghills Creek on Terry Kelly's property. Just, I don't know how we describe it. It's sort of north-west of Ballarat, on the way, not quite on the way to Clunes, but it's a lovely property here. And we're standing in this big old barn here. Just a beautiful facility for you to break in and pre-train.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect for everything I do. The barn in here is massive big yards. Outside, horses can get a good look around, a good walk around. Yeah, it's perfect for me.
So I think this is your second year of breaking in and pre-training for us, and we've been very, very happy with the job you've done, and we really appreciate the videos and the effort you go to in the barriers, particularly just to explain to the clients what you're doing and why you're doing it. We've had terrific feedback all the way through. So here I am today. I've just dropped 4 more off. All Dandinos for you to, one to be broken in and the other 3 just have their next bit of education, and I sent the videos out on them this morning. So congratulations on what you've done. Congratulations on raising all that money for worthy causes, and we look forward to the rest of the year working with you.
Awesome, thanks Darren.
Thanks mate.
Cheers.
Well, that's Tyler Aitken. If anyone wants to join him in the Mongolian Derby next year, I suggest you start training now, because I know how fit or not fit we all are. Cheers.